Howdys and salutations, y'all. Sorry about the wait. It's been a heck of a day. But I promise this isn't just going to turn into a music radio stream, and not just because Twitch doesn't allow those. Nope, I'm here. I'm just a little slow on the uptake. Sorry. Apparently, I also found the mute button on my headset. Awesome. That's what I wanted to discover right now. Well, I won't get into too many details other than just things are busy, 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 busy. Always eternally busy. But that is frankly better than being boring, 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 boring. Oh, hey, Dado. Welcome to the stream. Yeah, today we were just gonna do some more, whatchamacallit, Swordtember speedruns. This is the last stream of the month, so, gotta wrap those best we can. But how are you doing, Dado? Ah, that's fair. It's a Thursday. Or close to it anyway. Oh, no. That's a shame. I mean, same old, work's busy, and then stream is a nice break from it. But, yeah. But still, like, I'm exhausted. This has been so busy. Should taper off soon. Sorry to hear you didn't get to go manga and figure shopping, though. Yep, sometimes that's the way of it, but you gotta take care of that mental health, whether or not it's being friendly. I guess that's just the challenge of life, ain't it? Well, good. Hopefully tomorrow is good. You'll be end of the week, have a little more time. Do make sure you take care of yourself on sleep, though. That's okay, truth be told, that may be the biggest thing I learned in college wasn't classes, but that stuff that I thought was burnout was because I was getting like 4 hours of sleep. And as soon as I like forced myself to sleep for 8 hours, I like suddenly enjoyed things again. And some of it was burnout, to be fair. Not minimizing it, and every mental health thing is different. I'm not going to pretend sleeping solves all problems, but it did help a little. Yeah, and everyone's got their own system, so I'm not here to preach health advice or how to handle wake and sleep and all that. It's just I know that personally from my one anecdotal experience, it did help. Because I used to think that the only symptom of not having enough sleep was being tired, but apparently after a certain point, I'd stop feeling tired, I would just feel bad. And I never picked up that was still because of the sleep. Which in hindsight was a little dumb, but that's on me. Let's see. Oh, I've got some dumb sword ideas for today. This will be fun. Okay, what's a good... This will be a good one. And I know I normally plan these out a fair bit, but this stream I've got doodles, but I didn't have time to do proper like practice runs of any of these, so this is going to be probably a bit of a hot mess. But that's okay. Yes, sorry I didn't jump on right away. I had an errand run really late and I had to get changed out of like work clothes before I could start. I was frantically like, hurry, hurry, the timer's running. Man, my timer window's gotten all messed up, ain't it? Hey, there we go. Timer window fixed. I don't really know what I did. But yeah, feel free to chat. Thanks, yeah. I've posted a ton of swords on there. I haven't had a chance to finish the glass one from yesterday. I'm gonna have to go clean that one up in my free time, which might land in October at this rate. But I'll get it done. I liked your suggestions. But yeah, no, I've been been plugging away. We finished 19, so one more to go will get us to 20. Not quite the full 30 of Swordtember, but better than I thought this would go, frankly. Especially because I did like none for the third week. Yeah, the crystal one was fun. That was an actually like kind of serious-ish design compared to some of my others. It crystal was really neat, but that was also back when I was spending like 3 hours at least on every sword, so I could sort of mess with effects and get into a lot more detail. It'll be fun to go back to some longer form drawings in the future, but these sort of quick sketches have been nice. Not sketches, they're finished. They're just rough finished. Okay, let's see. More point. Didn't use sharp for that bit. So today I'm actually going to try to do today's prompt just so I can post at least one on time. This one, actually, let me just write it out. We probably won't end up seeing it. Maybe I throw it on the background or something. But this one is going to be crown. And writing with the digital pen is so stinking tough. I'm getting better at it, but yeah, this will be crown, and then we'll jump into some other ones. I've been thinking about witch. I've got a really dumb but also kind of difficult to pull off idea for witch, and chain as well. Same deal. Let's see, that'll do for that. Then we'll just keep on. I'm gonna sort of keep with my straight line tool. I don't know where you're based, and I'm not gonna, pry into personal life, but do y'all have like them Christmas cracker things? Like or New Year's or various celebrations where you like pull either end of it and it pops open? Yeah. Yeah, this idea is off to an interesting start. Oh yeah, then y'all definitely have them. If you're UK based, then for sure, for sure. They're slowly making their way over to the States, but they're not quite there yet. Let's see. Drawing ribbons is fun. You can just sort of let the pen do its thing. I do want to try to get a similar-ish width. Yeah, what was the plan on that? Okay, yeah, that's right. I was going to do sort of a... Okay, no, maybe I need this to actually go a little bit longer. I'm going to sneak this. Yeah. Yeah, that's always fun. For whatever reason, the ones we get over here, I don't know if they do there, they come with a really terrible, terrible pun inside every time. And I love a terrible pun personally. But like, wow, some of them are real stinkers. It's fun. We didn't have. It may just be the brand or whatever that they have here. But we didn't get toys. We get like trinkety things, like it'll be like a nail file, or a nail clipper, or like a little tiny multi-tool that's an inch tall. And it's like I don't know what to do with this, but there's something. They're interesting, I'll give them that. I think I got a tiny screwdriver one time. Yeah, they've got that. It's yeah, it's hysterical. It makes Kinder eggs look normal. Nope, I'm stuck on the eraser. Yeah, they're silly, but they're fun. Yeah, anyway, I figured when I saw Crown, I was like, everyone's going to do some really dramatic, very cool looking things. I'm going to not do that. If I have time, I'll have to throw a trinket of some sort into this. But I'm not sure the timer's going to be with me on this one, or really any of today's prompts. They're a little harsh. Okay, wait, I need to... Oh, right, no, I actually do want to get rid of whatever that is. Oops, okay, I guess let's save this in the right spot. First time I save the document, it always decides that I need to pick a place for it. Wish I could set a default location. Oh well. Probably this one. Yep. That'll... No, no. No, why would it pick up the name? Why would you pick up the name? Anyway. Oh yeah, I mean royalty, and especially with stuff like Game of Thrones, and it makes sense, and there's some really cool ideas to do with it. I just figured I wouldn't do any of those ones. Instead, I'd do something silly. Let's see, we can a similar deal up here. We'll just make a little bit less, methinks. Make this one like a shorter end. That way it still looks sword-like. There we go. Small ribbon. Because I gotta make these actually look like they sort of line up. There we go. Close enough. It's a lot sharper, obviously, but yeah, it'll work. Let me see. Like a big ol'... That ends up looking like a reflection. I figured the sword's gonna be the cracker. We'll pop the crown out from inside, along with maybe a little confetti and a multi-tool if we got the time. It is debatable how many of my swords actually count as swords, I'll be honest. And not just because some of them definitely should be like daggers or whatever, but some of them it's like, that's not a thing. But, you know, it's fun. Let's see. I think with this color scheme, we'll at least go the traditional gold sort of paper crown. I like that idea, I just don't know that I have time to pull it off. Yeah, I like the idea of sort of like a sheath for it, but I'm not sure I can pull off a crown sword design. Maybe I'll get a sword motif in it at least. That's a good idea. We gotta have it. You're right. We gotta have the crown at least be somewhat of a sword. Get all the creases. I'll see what I can do on that. I'm gonna have to get creative on, you know what? Step one is I can at least make the back, give some depth just with shading and such. So let's, at the very least, make these back spikes a little darker. Then I'll figure out a way to work swords into the design here. We got, let's see, 20 minutes left. I'm gonna get some basic colors in real quick, just so that this looks a little more put together. And then we can get some bonus stuff in. Get our color flats going. Way over here. See. Let's of course get our ribbon colors in. That's fine, actually. I should just zoom out instead of trying to move my way like I'm zoomed up all the way in Google Maps. There we go. Keep this simple. I need to figure out if I can make the fill bucket a little less pixely. Something that could be improved. It would make my workflow a lot easier. Oops, I need to actually get the crown in there, don't I? Then if I remove the sketch layer, gives it interesting effect. Actually, I kind of like what that does to the ribbon. Let's see, let's gonna call this patterns. Well, hold on, let me make it this kind of layer. I'll name my stuff. Pattern colors. I'm always tempted to just leave the layers as like, oh, it's just layer, like 5. But I know in like 2 minutes I'm gonna curse myself for having done that. It's always immediate regret. Okay, good, now I can't draw outside of the lines on that, so I can go a little crazy. Where should we put the light source today? I guess sort of on our side, that way it's highlighting the crown, get some interesting stuff there, that'll be good. What was the thing with that? Okay. Oh yeah, it's the worst. I always end up with just weird straight lines everywhere. I'm like, well, that's just there forever, because I ain't fixing it. You mentioned you had an Insta last time. You'll have to. Is it just the same username that you've got on here? I'll have to go check it out. Over the weekend. Okay, yeah, I'm definitely gonna check it out. Yeah, TikTok. It seems like there's so much activity on TikTok. I'm just worried about the cybersecurity mess of it. Maybe I overworry, but like, yeah. Fun to see what people post, though. I just don't think I could ever start one. Wish I had a shade tone for the red, but that's okay. Like a little variance, it's gotta have like the paper wrinkles doing some stuff to it. Not anything crazy though. I feel like my design has improved since I did the Tootsie Roll all those days ago. You good, Dado? It looks like you cut out. No rush though, you know. If I want this to look shimmery, I need slightly more like... Whoops, nope. Just this color. Hey, no worries, no worries. Zoning out is very much allowed. Your voice is speaking to you. Let's see. Doop-a-doop-a-doo, doop-a-doop-a-doo, doop-a-doo. Okay. 11 minutes left. Seems like it's good to get a sword design into the crown itself. And maybe some confetti going with it. Hey, hopefully you'll be able to expand it soon. The manga shelf, I mean. Oh yeah, it's gotta have the stripes, doesn't it? I'll have to add some of those in a second. Let me get some, at least a bit of a blade motif on the crown, if nothing else. Light highlight maybe on this one too. Everyone's got their texting quirks. No shame in it. Making borderline pixel art at this point. See, and then I'm able to select and make this work. Although the angles, I have to just recreate it. We got 8 minutes left. I'm gonna add some confetti and cracker patterns too. We've at least got the one little blade on it, but maybe we can add more in a bit. Let's unclip this one and let's give ourselves a little bit of confetti here. Just to spice it up. There we go. Put that over. Do that. Okay. Man, I'm adapting like all sorts of nonsense words into my lingo now, and every once in a while I almost use them at work. I did in a meeting once say that we just need to zoop through this part so we can get to the next thing. I got looks. But it was fine. It was worth it. Yeah, I mean, that's fair. That's absolutely fair. Just be like, yep, I said that, moving on. It's a word now. Actually, it cracks me up the stuff that does end up as business lingo. Like, believe it or not, swag is actually a business acronym now. Unironically, people say it all the time. They're like, "Can you give me just a quick swag?" It means like a ballpark estimate, like just rough estimate. But it's crazy to hear people say it. I remember when that was, not business talk. It just feels funny. Words always have a life of their own, don't they? Let's see. There, give the confetti a little bit of texture, but hopefully not a distracting amount. And we got 5 minutes left. Let's let's add some stripies to this. What do you say? Easy way to do that. Nope, we'll just map it. Keep on striping away. Maybe not with a 17 though. Wonder if I can't get it to look a little bit more sword-like with the stripes. Maybe if I'm clever about it. That might be jarring if I use that color for that. Yeah, I think you're right. I think you said it right as I started doing it. V-shape. I agree. You know, even if it ain't perfect, it'll add to it. That I do kind of want to redo. Ah, no. Oh, crud, I did this on the detail lights layer. Oh, well. That's fine, we can work with that. More minutes left. We can be a little bit sloppy with it. That's okay. Not really going to be visible on the final things so much. May keep this one flat, just emphasize that it's a different part of it. Get like a little bit of one of them going through the broken area too. Let's see, and that would roughly be like this, with a little bit of highlight here. That going like that. How's that look at a distance right now? I could clean up the V's a little bit, and we got 3:15 left, so that's plenty of time to do it. This one was a silly idea. I'm actually pretty happy with how it's coming along. I'm going to add just a little bit of into there. More deal there. Yeah, this one's turning out pretty decent. If I do say so myself. I mean, I feel like it's almost illegal for an artist to like their own work. And don't get me wrong, there's plenty of room to improve it, but like, fun when one actually turns out looking decent. Let's see if we can do a 3. Oh yeah, I mean, I was thinking back, like if everyone in Swordtember was put in an arena and they could only use their own weapons, I would be the first one out immediately. I show up with a thumbtack stuck to a Tootsie Roll. I'm like, hey guys! Or maybe I could win people over, offer them a Christmas cracker. Oops, that's the wrong green. Yeah, that's exactly how it would go. Everyone just looks at me, it just falls off. Someone shows up with like Claymore of atomic power from their prompt dragon, and I'm like, well. It would be a silly time. Kind of wish I'd made this in the shades of gold. I don't know if I really have time to do it properly in few seconds I have left. Yep. Well, maybe I'd get lucky and no one would take them seriously, and I could just go wander off in a corner while the people with mega weapons dealt with each other. Just like, what? I'm not part of this tournament. I don't have any swords. I just have holes up like half a honeycomb. Bees! I have bees. Oh no. Guess the last thing I can do is pop this on its own layer. Up, and there goes our timer. Yeah, I'm the catering service. I just bring food. It's fine. No one minds. Alright, let's see. This one will be crown. Okay. Well, good. That one... I honestly was not sure how that one was going to turn out, so I'm pretty happy with this. Thanks for the suggestions on it, too. I think you added a lot with the chevron-type deals. Okay, let's see. That's one down. 2 to go. What's next? Oh, no. Okay. These are both so silly. Okay. So, let's see. How do I want to do this one? I'm trying to think. Let me look at this reference real quick. So the other two I want to do today, and I can do them in either order. I really don't have a preference. Is do I want to do chain or do I want to do witch? I've got some ideas for both. A little loose, but they're ideas. Maybe we keep that one simple then. But yeah. Ah, you've chosen chain, have you? Well, let me warn you. You might regret that choice. Okay, what background is right for this? Probably not the brown. Maybe the green? Hate to do. It's always rough doing two on the same background. Well, I guess I don't do the thumbnails the same way now anymore. So maybe, yeah, maybe another green. I'd pick green a lot for the background, though. Blues are so dark, and I might actually need them for the... Okay, yeah, let's just do green for this next one, too. We'll kick off our normal 2 layers. Sketch. And background. And let's see. What's the first thing that comes to mind when one thinks of a chain? Probably, I don't know, like a chainsaw would be a cool sword, or like a, using a chain as a whip, or one of those swords where all the pieces split apart and you can fling it around as a chain blade. My first thought was chainmail. Not the defensive type. I mean like spam emails. Which I'm not sure what that says about my mind, but I'm sure it says something. Maybe that I spend too much time answering emails. But what that means is we're sending someone a box full of swords, and they better forward them each to their closest friend within the next 10 days, or they're going to get a curse. So let's get going on our box, I suppose. Just gonna eyeball the perspective on this one. Yeah, I can break out a perspective ruler, and I should if I'm being smart, but I'm not going to do that. Why am I doing this on the background? No, bad. Bad Siphimir. Oh yeah, no, I love a daisy chain too. That would be great. When you think about it, that kind of thing is sort of like what you think of as like the reward for finishing a tournament is you get to present the daisy chain to a maiden, or at least that was the... I'm not sure. I don't think that's how that actually worked, but it shows up in a lot of fantasy stories. It's sort of like a crown of daisies. I want her to jump in the arena halfway through and just like join the fight. Just charge in. feel like Agent 47 with like the strangle rope or whatever. Let's see. Oh, the vector eraser. It has been too long since I played Hitman. I'm realizing I've forgotten all of the terms. Strangle rope. I don't think that was the name of an item in that game. Let's see. We'll just keep eyeballing the perspective, methinks. There's silly games. There's sort of, well, I'm sure there's many ways to play. The two main ways to play is to either try to actually be a stealthy assassin and only ever hurt your target. That's the one I go for because I feel bad about hitting anyone else who's in the area. But the other way to play is to get your target at all costs, which can mean plowing through like 70 guards with just random junk you find on the ground or a katana or whatnot. So like there's a few approaches. They're not exactly the same. Yeah, I'm gonna try to actually layer some stuff out with this one a little bit more, I think. Let's do a golden blade. That seems like the kind of nonsense that you get in a chainmail. I don't need the whole top of it showing, so I can just do kind of a nice intricate-ish sort of hilt part, and that'll be good. But yeah, the Hitman games, I'll be honest, I didn't think they'd be the kind of thing I would enjoy, and I actually did find them pretty fun. I haven't played the third one yet, though. I just haven't got the time anymore. Like, not that I don't have the time for games at all, I just have to be a little pickier about which ones I do. I enjoyed Hitman, but it wasn't, like, my favorite games in the world. So they're not really my go-to anymore. For the last, like, 8 months, my go-to has been Elden Ring, because I can't finish the stinking game. It's so big. Ah, boy. Crazy how big that game is. Let's see, now the question is, how much do I just lean into this nonsense? And I'm going to briefly use the circle tool, even though it always curses me. Yeah, it is also a bit of a time commitment of a game, that's true. Yeah, especially Elden Ring. Elden Ring definitely is a time commitment of a game. I enjoyed I enjoyed Dark Souls 1 and Dark Souls 3. I'm sure 2 is fine. I didn't enjoy honestly, the color design as much. Like, the gameplay was a little awkward, sure, but like the world design was what got me. But like, they're all fun, and they're not the 150-hour commitment that Elden Ring seems to be. That might be a little bit more approachable, those ones. Oh, that's no fun. That is no fun at all. Lost game data is always a bad time. Let's see. I think peachy is a decent color for this. Just realized it's gonna look like oh, what do you call it? Insulation. That'll be fine. Man, I'm sorry you lost your game data though. That's yeesh. That is not a fun time. Okay, how are we doing on this? Right. That'll do. And, if this is a cardboard box, I need to bang up the edges a little bit. They always end up a bit rough. Yeah, honestly, like sometimes it's just like, I had the fun memories with this, and I'm good. I'm content with what I played. But it still stings. I've heard good things about Red Dead. I don't think I'd have had the patience for that style of game, honestly. Oh yeah, with those games, it's never just one mission. Okay, well maybe I'll have to check it out sometime. Yeah. Yeah, and I suppose technically, probably take. I don't actually know where it takes place, but maybe I'm just used to the Wild West, not because it's actually still here, but because it's still like a trendy thing that happened in the area I live. Um, not trendy, but like it's a historical site, so for me it's kind of just history, which is crazy to think about. How do we want to do this? All right, let's have a straight edge then. Now let's see how much I can cheat by using the calligraphy pen. I actually know calligraphy, but I can't get too carried away with it because I don't have 30 minutes to do this nice. So we can do a decorated capital of sorts. This isn't a decorated capital, this is just basic. Turning is going to be an issue. Yeah, I suppose that tracks with Wild West being in Texas. Let's do this another go. Hold the paper less and think about spacing a little more. Good old Texas. Said I wasn't going to get too caught up in the calligraphy, and I totally am. Like, this is still definitely rushed, but like, if I were doing this properly, I'd still be on the word mail, and I'd be making it look proper nice, but Yeah, I mean, I'm usually down for squiggle text, but like I feel like this particular one is such a silly idea that I want to make it very clear what the joke is. Actually, no, 7's a fun one for calligraphy. Let's do a 7. There we go. Snazzy. Turning into cursive if I'm not careful. Don't connect the letters. And the paper kind of does some weird stuff here. Okay. Yeah, calligraphy is really relaxing when you've or I don't know if relaxing, maybe cathartic, whatever it is. When you've got just the actual pen and paper and you can just get into sort of like a rhythm with it, it's fun. That's terrible calligraphy, but it'll do for now. And it ate only like 7 minutes of our 30-minute time. What am I doing? Oh well, that's fine. Let me add box color. Hide the note and the sword for a second while I color the box. I knew that was going to happen, but I did it anyway. No one will notice that that's a different pen type. It's fine. Oh, I should have seen that coming too, honestly. Right. I didn't think this particular stage through super well. But that's fine, honestly. The sword will cover that bit anyway, but just as a placeholder. I want to fill this bit in with it too. Oop, why is my phone buzzing? Oh, telling me to go shop. Pardon, it's telling me to go shopping. I already did that. Huzzah, phone, I'm a step ahead of you. That's not how you spell sketch, but it is close enough. And that works. So actually, I need a little bit more fill. And then not worrying about that, looking at just the note. Let me note color. Oh, I guess I played it a little bit too fast and loose with these lines. That's fine. See if that'll fix it. Yeah, I just need to get the filler in here. And debate whether or not, whoops, nope. Whether or not I should add a little bit of shading. I'm gonna add a little bit of shading. Oh, shade, we're actually doing okay on time on this given how many silly things I'm throwing into it. There's more silly things I could throw into it, have no doubt. But like, I guess this one really should be a multiply for once. I don't want to overrun my text. Roughly follow the border so that the folds and bends seem believable. Color this in from here. I'd make the text darker, but it's already black. Whoops. Oh yeah, have a good one. Sleep well. Seriously. Hope you have a good trip tomorrow, or a good outing. Let's see. Man, I really haven't paused at all today. Well, we're only at 9:02, so okay, we'll go through the end of this one at least. We got 12 more minutes on that before I take a break. Okay, and then note, let me do the lazy. Well, it's not lazy, but it's a good trick. Note, border, shadow. Then clip it to just the note layer so that I can draw just over this border and get rid of it where I don't want it. Oh, it still needs to be multiplied though, so it ends up with the same tone, doesn't it? Yep, okay. There we go. Now we can clean it up here too. That way, the shadows look a little more fluid, but I don't have to remove my line layer. Maybe I can make this layer like a... no, I don't want to make it more faint. Okay, that'll be fine. It's the nonsense note it should be. That said, I'm putting all of the note-related stuff into one folder because there's too many layers for that now. Note. And we've got box. Box, which needs... I'm going to give box some detailings real quick. And then I'll address the fact that, yes, I'm aware the sword looks like hot garbage. That's fine. We'll fix that. Oh, jeepers, I really am developing a stutter, aren't I? Or maybe I'm just talking too much while being tired so my brain can't quite keep up. Okay, I should keep these to simple packing peanut colors, or shapes, really. So a curve, an S curve, maybe like kind of a wonky one that gets bent, but nothing crazy. This isn't genius texturing, but it'll do. I have some that sort of look like they're continuing on from an edge one and so on. And I guess I ought to... Ooey. Okay, that's fine. Box. Shade. I can give more texture with one good shadow on this than I could with that anyway, but like it's still gonna be a little awkward, especially because... Oh, right. Trying to think of where the shadow should be, really. I've kind of put the sun in an awkward spot for any shadows. That's fine. Oh well. I'll give like a little bit of one around this edge. Maybe this is a bad place to be spending my energy and it's not going to add as much as I thought it would. If I'd done this properly, some shadow layers would be smart, but I've put the light at a weird angle. Which, thankfully, is consistent with the note. Completely by accident. Anyway, that's box. Let's fix sword. Sword need fix. Okay, sword sketch A. Let's make at least the blade an actual metal color, shall we? 9 minutes left. That's fine, actually. That should be okay anyway. I like having the gold for all the accent pieces, but let's make this actually decent. For the record, if this was an armor contest or armor prompt and we got chainmail, this is still pretty much what I would have drawn. Not a weapon, but otherwise this. Let's see. I'll just sort of, oh yeah, I guess. Got to use this one so we can get like some of the packing peanutty shape. There we go, some implications of volume. And then whatever the heck I was doing with these, I guess just trying to get them down on the page quick. Which is fine, but they look awkwardly square. But like, awkward both in that they're square and that they're warbly squares that don't really match up with each other. I should have just used the square tool, darn it. PSP has one of those, why am I not using it? Bring this in. At this point, with the time left, this sword is just destined to be a little bit wobbly. But I can help that by not having the perfect circle right there to accentuate how weird it is. Let's put a different shaped gemstone in it. Why did I think in myself that a hexagon would be easy? Hexagons are really hard to do with your eyes. Okay, octagon. We'll still accentuate the weird shape of it a little bit, but it actually kind of fits the sword too. I don't want to do a religious symbol by I don't, because this is like a cheap garbage sword, I don't want to accidentally imply that like any sort of religious things with it. Otherwise, it'd actually be not a bad candidate for like a Crusader Cross type or something like that. But internet being what it is, let's not antagonize anyone. That'll do. How's that look relative to the box? Almost decent. Let me clear out that bottom layer and replace it actually with a little bit of this layer. And then let's give the sword some color. That way we can start actually working on some things with it. Sword color. Guess I ought to hide the box again for that. No, not the sword, the box. Build. Bad lazy fills. That's fine. We'll fix them we'll fix it in post. Oh, jeepers! Wow, some of that really is a bad fill. There we go. That's still bad, but marginally less so. And now it well, at least it doesn't look like the box is showing through it. So let me do some sword shadow real quick, just to give it some character. Flip it to the layer below, and just sort of go a little bit ham on it, because it looks so flat right now, like so insanely flat. Maybe a 12 is the right size for this. Now, how do I get this to look right? There we go. I think I'm on the right track. Right, the shadow should be at the top, but it should be much less. We'll just keep it sort of like that. That'll be fine. There we go. That gives it a little character. We can actually, what I can do is have maybe a more moderate shadow along the side, and then the really deep black one in there too. There we go. That's better. Just gonna go ahead and casually get rid of this. Whoops, nope, not that one. But let's get rid of this line in here because it's not adding anything anymore. Okay, back to the shadow layer. Feels like I was saying shadow lair. That'd be a fun place to get back to. Return to the shadow lair. Although I feel like the only group that would have the shadow lair in a show would be the villains, which would mean we'd inevitably get defeated by someone. So maybe it wouldn't be a good place to hang out. 4 minutes 32. This color. Maybe let's use a slightly larger thing since I'm trying to do okay, less larger than that. 8 maybe. That's just not a good style choice. Okay. Now we'll just do a little bit of sloppy detail work on this to imply some things without having to actually do them. Go for 4 maybe. There. Now it looks like this is sort of inset. If I get rid of sword sketch, how bad does this look? Better with this. Okay. Same deal with this one. Doesn't quite work with the lighting of the rest of this of the drawing, but it works well enough that I'm not going to question it. I don't think too many people would either. I think the point is, if your focal point in this sword drawing is the sword, then you're looking at the wrong place. Which probably says something about my design choices. But that's okay. Just clean up there. Yeah, 6 for this one. And maybe the right color, not just a decent size, but also a decent color. Would be good. Let's see. I don't know. While I work, anyone watch any good shows lately? I don't know. I'm not sure it was a good show. I watched that like Interviews with Monster Girls one. It was kind of generic. Had some awkward moments, so I don't know. It was fine, like 6 out of 10, but I'm not sure I'd recommend it or rewatch it. Probably not going back for season 2 unless I'm super bored. Alright, if I've got shadows on the side, then this should really be over there, shouldn't it? That's fine. Then we can just add a little bit of a highlight. The lighting in this, for the record, is insanely all over the place, and that's something that someday I will atone for, I'm sure. Probably not, but... Actually, if this is supposed to be front lit, then this would really have to be kind of like lit something like that. Just crazy. So looking at a minute 22, I probably won't have time to add the 2 other insane things I almost considered adding to this design. But time has probably thankfully forced me not to. One of those being, oh, hold on, this is taking some weird shapes. It's fine, it's fine. Zoomed out and with everything else, does this look decent? Yeah, I'm thinking without that. Not bad. Now what I want to do is sort of just have, and I'm not going to have a lot of time at all for this, sword bits. Sword bits. Just sort of visible here. Like a point poking up through it. Fill tool on that. Fill tool with kind of the plain gray. And like just dark it. I want to imply that there's more than one sword in here, basically. This was overambitious for 5 seconds. Okay, that's... I'm gonna go a tiny bit over time. Don't sue me. Sort of imply there's like fluff that these are poking out from. I'm gonna do one more. I think cheating a little bit on like 30 seconds is going to make this a better drawing. This is not the only other thing that like, y'all don't know how much I'm cutting out of this drawing just yet, because there could have been more. It made the pun much harsher. But be grateful, it could have been worse. Let me just sort of My lines in there though. There we go. Ah, the cardboard box is a big box. Sorry. There we go. Now it looks okay. Not quite there. That's close. So originally I thought about putting a chain the pommel of this sword with like a kettlebell stuck to it to really emphasize the curse part. And I thought about putting a hand for this note. Instead, what I think I'll do is just adjust where the note is placed. Do some folder structures outside of the 30 seconds. This was, I basically tried to do 3 drawings in one, which is, I mean, in character, if nothing. Whoops. Also, whoops. Ah, no. I wish to move all of the layers. Oh, all of the layers. Oh, I guess that tool doesn't work that way. That's interesting. Whoa, whoa, whoa. There we go. Okay. See. Yeah, I wish I'd had the hand to hold the box, but that's okay. Box itself. Box sketch. That looks better. Yeah, okay, good. That helps. Well, you know, 30 minutes, passable. So that's 2 on green backgrounds, so I suppose I definitely need to promise the third one won't be, which should be doable, because I've so poorly thought out the third one that that shouldn't be a problem. Actually, I've so poorly thought out the third one, I'm tempted to do a last second, um, oh, this is stupid. Maybe I do a last second topic change to one that I've not sketched out very well. So give me just a half a moment to think that through. Um, yes, that looks sufficiently dumb. It could work. It could work. Um, oh no. I need to think about the angle on this one. Y'all are seeing my terrible ideation. You aren't seeing it, but you're hearing my terrible thought process in real time. If an idea doesn't make me say, oh no, at least once, then I'm doing the wrong idea. Um, ow, okay. But let's see. That looks believable enough. So perhaps instead of which, we do a bit of a mix-up. We do a switch, if you will. That was bad, even by my standards. Okay, let's see. That should be fine. We'll use this as a reference. Oh, we'll use this as a reference. Oh, cheaper. Okay. That'll do. That'll do. Okay, so instead of which, I think today's prompt is going to be, I believe it was horn slash antler. Which, if you know me, you already know that this means we're doing something based on the clown horn, full stop. But not because I like clowns, but because, you know, we can't just do an animal horn. Those are already too cool to actually make into a silly, obnoxious sword like I tend to do. So, instead, oh, why am I doing this? Bicycles are famously like the hardest thing in the world to draw. Why would I spontaneously choose to draw a bicycle? Okay, second to horses. Horses are famously the hardest thing to draw. But this is close. Unless I can edit most of the bicycle out of the out of the frame. Maybe that's the way to do it. Yeah, no one's going to open that folder and expect what they see. And then we got this one, which I think is one of the nicer looking ones I've done in a while. It does help to be a little more calm with the approach and not doing like 5 overambitious swords in a row. Just taking my time, not worrying about it. Nice. So let's see. Yep, let's do this. Okay. I'll go ahead and do the setup for the next one. Thinking about color, if we have a horn, man, it's going to be another gold one, and gold always looks so good on green, and green is nature, but I don't want to do 3 for 3 green backgrounds. I have too many of those to make a collage or anything already. I love green background. It's a lovely moderate color that most everything looks decent on. And let's see, what if the bicycle is green? Then what sort of background do I need? Maybe beige? That won't work well with the gold. Maybe peach. Maybe we do sort of salmon, I suppose. Maybe we do that salmon-y color. Almanella. Anyway, go ahead and get our background going. Wow, that's caps lock and badly spelled. Nailed it. Going to get our sketch set up. We're going to set our background to our chosen color. Maybe this. Maybe this? I think the gold's going to look bad on this. Yeah, it does. Okay. Versus peach, we'll do a little bit of color testing. Okay, that pops. That pops well. And the green presumably pops pretty well on it too. That one does. That one does. We'll make it work. We will make it work. But I will say I'm definitely just straight up using a reference photo for anything bicycle. Other parts will have a reference, but it won't be like exact pose or whatever. Like I'm still going to do a lot more with it. With bicycle, I'm staring at an image and I'm drawing the bicycle to match. Because I do not have time to improvise, learn how to draw bicycles. No one has the time for that. Not 12 seconds. But before we do that, let's see, 9:24. We've got just enough. Just squeaking it in. Let's take a quick 3-minute break. Quick little pause, stand up, stretch, get some water, use the restroom if you need to, and we will be right back at it again. See you in just a moment. Okie dokie, y'all. We are right back in here. Howdies and salutations to the lot of ya. So, for anyone just tuning in, we're going to go a tiny bit over time. It'll be fine. We have just enough time. But anyone just tuning in, what we're doing is Swordtember speedruns. Basically, I'm insanely behind on Swordtember, and at this point, it looks like even with the speedruns this week, I'm not quite going to catch up, but we're close. But we're doing 30-minute timed swords. You draw the sword, at the end of 30 minutes, it's done. Pens down. I don't always adhere to that, but I usually adhere to it pretty close. Except for Tuesday. I did a terrible job of it Tuesday. Everything took long. But today, so far, we're 2 for 2. I think I only went over maybe 30 seconds on one of these swords. So I'll take it. This third one we have already done, just to give a brief recap. We have already done Crown, which is a little paper crown popping out of a Christmas cracker. And we have already done Chain, which is the sword equivalent of chainmail. Do with that what you will. But now, if you haven't seen, you kind of have an idea of what kind of nonsense that I always manage to get up to in here. So let's folder these two up real quick, and then we will get that timer started. Because this one is horn / antler. Technically, that's the prompt. Don't sue me. Horn or antler. Okay, I'm going to specify. I almost drew a trombone. Be grateful that you're not going to sit here watching me agonizingly and terribly illustrating some trombone that has been warped into the shape of a sword. That could have been what we were doing today. It's not what we're doing today. Could have been, though. Okay. It looks to me like we're ready to kick that timer off again. Let's give it the old reset. Thank you to onlinetimer.net. I have no idea if this is a good site or if it's infecting me with like malware or like farming crypto on my computer, but you know, it's probably fine. We'll just go ahead and kick it off, and we're going. Okay. So like I said, with this one, I'm going to use a reference for the bicycle. No shame in references. Normally I try to do like little different angles and stuff, especially for these sword ones, because I'm trying to make like sort of finished things and practice my skills and yada yada. But this is a bicycle, and bicycles are very hard to draw. So, instead of anything insane, I'm going to, oh man, I'm going to have to actually just draw like, I'm going to have to actually structure a bicycle. Dagnabbit, why did I do this? Who chose this way to do this prompt? This was a terrible idea. They should be fired immediately. Oh, it was me 6 minutes ago? Yeah, that tracks. That really tracks. Okay. Normally you'd have little loopy-doos, and then it's not actually going to be a straight line because there's some other warpy-dees. See, that's roughly in the middle. It's going to be roughly quarters. Cheat mode time, because this is going to get ridiculous otherwise. Symmetry ruler. Right down the middle of it. Oh, no. Already off to a bad start. Where did I go wrong with this? Was it because I'm trying to draw the ruler in perspective, but the illustration not in perspective? Would it have worked if I had... How the heck do I get rid of this? Oh, right, I have to use the, like, grab the ruler. No. Then delete it. If I were to symmetry ruler like this, would I get the result I wanted? I don't think so. Nope. Somewhere between the two is the secret. And frankly, that ain't worth the time. So we're just going to move on. Regret our little foray into symmetry rulers, as I pretty much always seem to do. I swear, they're a great tool. I just haven't figured out the right time to use them, or the right way, or something. Cleaning up some loose ends. Should have used the vector one for that. Oh well. Let's see. You know, one of these days on this Twitch channel, I actually ought to play some games again. That would be fun. We've got the Stardew Valley world that we've started. And we've got, oh right, one session of Elden Ring, which was chaotic and terrible. But that's the way of Elden Ring. And that doesn't mean I didn't enjoy the heck out of it. It was great fun. Okay. This sort of just latches onto this with the way it be that way. Why am I drawing a bicycle? What madman possessed me to make me do this? Oh no. We're almost 5 minutes in and I'm not even close to starting on the sword. Mistakes have been made. Especially because I'm kind of in a wide shot for this reference, which means we're going to get to see a lot of the bicycle. Like, frankly, too much of the bicycle. We're just going to rough this in and hope that no one notices that the physics of this bike are going to be awkward. Real heckin' awkward. I can't believe I've come to the point where I used heckin' ironically too much, and now I just say it unironically. Like, I know that's a thing that always seems to happen, but it was so fast. Like, why? Why did I think this was a good idea? Oh, hey, Pumpkinhead! Welcome! How's it going? Sorry, I was clicked on the wrong view and totally missed chat. Yeah, no, mistakes are the best teachers, and to some extent, these ideas are so ridiculous anyway that I enjoy just doing some nonsense to make them more ridiculous. Yeah, no, this is gonna be a blast. Oh, crud, circles in perspective. How have you been? Sorry I haven't been able to drop in on a while. I keep wrapping up at weird times. Let's see. Wheel looks like it's turning. I need to make that narrower. There we go. That's a little better. Yeah, thanks for stopping by. You can see the nonsense I've been doing pretty much all month. Oh, what? This color scheme. Anyway, let's see. Yeah, I've been doing these timed sword speed runs. I call them speed runs. Speed draws. I don't know what the right name for them is. But before I get too caught up in the bicycle, I'm going to actually try to draw the darn sword on this one. And before anyone says anything, I do recognize that sword is being used in the loosest possible sense. But it's good. It's good. But yeah, Pumpkin, how are things going? Recent streams been going well? Let's see. Oh man, I'm making this up as I go. The perspective on that looks a little weird. Let me do it further back. Let's see. There we go. There we go. I don't know if you caught Dado. They were just in here. Okay. Let's see. This is inexplicably a bicycle. That actually looks almost like a bicycle. I realize using a ref makes that more likely, but I'm still shocked, frankly. Yeah, just like a few minutes before you dropped by. Small world here on Twitch, sometimes. Sometimes it's a huge world, but sometimes it's small. There we go. Line was too far. Let's see. Ah, okay. Sorry, I just saw only Saturday streams now. I need to check in more. Work got crazy busy, so I've been kind of crashing on Saturdays, but like I need to see who's around. Let's see. Now I need to somehow mirror that on the other side. Guess this drawing is a good practice for flare lines, isn't it? Just trying to get the angles on those a little more consistent, which only way to do it is to do it. And to use maybe bigger part of my arm for it. So doing that in my wrist. Yeah. Yep, absolutely. Yeah, and at least it works like it's a good hectic. It's enjoyable and interesting, and I'm getting to do cool stuff. But like, just a lot. Let's see. All of that looks... I'm going to tweak the bike tire a little bit, and then I'm going to do one thing, and then I think it's colors time. Boy, the shadows on this are going to be wonky. Let's play a little bit with our vector tools a little. Got the vectors, we may as well use them. Do one more simplify for these. I'll just cheat these curves a little bit. Let's see. Although still not cheating them that well. Oh, I'm using Clip Studio Paint. It's pretty nice. I used Krita for a long time, which is free and has most of the power, but then I realized that this came with my tablet, and it's also like, I don't know. It's a little more powerful. It's designed specifically for drawing as opposed to like Photoshop and stuff like that. And I'm sure they've got the whole sales pitch on the website and everything, but it's got some nice tools. The main reason I got into it are its vector controls, which are these where I can sort of like manipulate lines once I draw them, which is fun. Um, and really useful at times. Really, really useful at times. Let's see. Assuming these. I like it. I know there's been a whole snafu about it lately because they're changing their subscription model, and like I understand the complaints, but it's obviously I'm not sponsored or anything, but like it's I don't know. I've been around long enough that I remember when software you had to like buy the new version every year anyway because the old one was just out of date, and so it's still not bad really the way they're doing it. They've got a nice sort of hybrid option. That's not doesn't look like it's going to be some crazy money commitment, so I'm not too worried. Now, if it turns out they reveal more details and ends up being some whole money snafu, then like, eh. But we'll see. I don't think it'll get to that point. Oops. No, let's do this nice green for most of this. Maybe with some minor gold accents. We'll do the darker green for this bit. And let's see. Yeah, I get to mess around. I mess around with the vector layers and stuff on CSP a lot. Clip Studio's been pretty nice on that front. Haven't gotten any custom brushes or anything. I made some custom brushes earlier this month when I got really distracted from a sword. But like I haven't been using those or anything else. They're more patterns anyway. Okay, good. Let's see, I can fill these in. Fill our silly clown horn. Yeah, it's nice. It's got like it's not a bank breaking one, which is I certainly appreciate. Let's see. Oh, we can do that. Then maybe on the sketch layer, let's make these one piece. That way on the color layer, I can just fill that in. This sort of like a whistle. Oops. There we go, third time's the charm. Okay. And given that this design barely puts, oops, I don't know why I thought that would work. Barely puts any actual emphasis on the sword. I do need to make sure that I finish it out nicely enough. Ought to give it a clip at least before I get too far. 13 minutes left, we got time. I say that the same way Mr. Incredible says we've got time when he very clearly doesn't. That's okay. Okay. Oops. We do without the sketch layer. Yeah. I love this lineless effect. It just adds. Color, and then I can add some highlights and shadows to make this stuff pop. Assuming I can select the layer, I need to fix my double tap settings. Let's see. Let's just call this lighting, shall we? And we're just gonna go ham with it. Flip it to the previous layer so I can't draw outside of the lines, and I can just have a little fun with these shadows, maybe. Don't want to do anything too crazy with this one. I do kind of want to make this edge like a little different color. And let's see. I'm going to add a slight details layer where I do the lines that I actually kind of want to be final in it, as opposed to just my sketch lines. So I still want some of these grippy lines. I think they were good. Okay. Then back to shadows. Same deal on this side. Whoop, that's the wrong layer. That'd be like fainter where it's shallow and get bigger as we get to the edge here. There we go. Physics-wise, that makes a little bit more sense. Or do the same thing we did before, making the end a different tone. Not going to worry too much about the shadow precision there. Now we can add some shadows. Whoops. Don't want to get too out of hand there. Let's see. Add some shadows to the other side of this. And maybe some highlights to the top, but nothing crazy on the highlights. We'll keep them fairly chill. Like a little bit. Let's see. Don't really have a darker of the gold. I guess this sort of works. I do have a good highlight for it, though. Or give it a little bit of shape with that. And for the gold, let's see, what do we want to do with shadows on this, really? Yes, with the angle we've sort of established, they're going to be more back here. Yeah, that's fine. I can cheat it a little bit to give that some shape. Let's see, keeping on with that, I suppose. How we doing? 9 minutes. 9 minutes. Keep that off there. Whoops. Not onto the bike tire, though. Guess I did that with this color? Okay, yeah. Just gonna go ahead and shade the entire interior of the bike tire because it should look like it curves in a fair bit anyway. If I had drawn the wheel properly, it would be in here, but I didn't. Fine. Let's... A little overzealous with that one. There we go, that's a little better. We'll just keep the wibble wobble lines. I mean, there's definitely room where I could improve all of this and, like, if I spend a lot of time on it, really make this look nice, but as it is, I'm just kind of sticking with what I've decided is sort of a reasonable enough style for the time I have. We'll just keep on plugging away with that. The same deal with this. Let's see. Thanks, yeah. Yeah, I have made some decisions. Not sure they were good decisions, but they're fun decisions. Is that layer is that on? Is that on the sketch layer? No. What? Oh, no, because that's hidden. Oh no, I put it on the background. Oh well, we'll do the lazy fix that just lets us do it quick and easy. Just cover it up and pretend it's fine. It was gonna happen one of these days. It's a miracle I haven't done that sooner. Let's see, make this a little smaller, a little bit of a more fine adjustment there. Yeah, I'm bad enough with layer management when I'm not on a timer. But put me on the clock, and we're lucky if anything ends up in the right place. But that's okay. That is part of the fun. Let's see, thinking about shadows now. 6 minutes, okay. I can use the fill for this, but it usually ends up, yeah, making it bad, pixely bad. Okay. Guess I'll need a little bit of shadow for this one. Nothing crazy though. Just use the straight line tool for that. Those. Probably could have used that for a few of the other places I didn't, but eh. With the metal part of the bike, maybe I don't want the wobbles so much, but for a lot of things, the organic form actually helps it look a little more believable. Stuff that's too precise ends up looking fake. Let's see. I want this to have a big ol' flowy spot on it. Right, the sword. This is a sword. 5 minutes left, and actually I'm not going to do the sword just yet because I noticed the detail that's bothering me. And then we'll do the sword. I lied, then we'll do the bicycle spokes. But then we'll do the sword. Spokes. Do them with a 3 and with a straight line, and assuming that the center is right about there. We'll do them with a 2, I think, actually. There we go, that gets kind of the wiry look across. My phone is buzzing at me, and for a second I thought it was the actual timer. Very glad it's not. And I've always got sort of the matching pair that crosses it a little bit. Pretty closer together as we get towards the center point, I guess, I think. If I were smart, I'd be doing proper perspective on this, but, well, no, I wouldn't. There's not enough time for that. The handful that are most visible ought to connect. Everything else, it doesn't matter that much, as long as it's close. Yeah, see, that'll be fine. I can add sort of a Berkeley Bob in there. Nope, that's not super visible. It ought to be this color, I suppose. This one. Nah, I'm getting too caught up on that. Let's leave it alone. Let's actually do the sword, darn it. Okay, for starters, I know this layer is spokes, but it also needs to be this other detail real quick. Because this needs a clamp to be a little bit believable. And it needs to be clearly on top of this. There we go, small clamp. Actually, with shadows and such, it'll probably look more like that. The point is, believable clamp. And with like a little bit of a mechanism maybe to make it seem like it's attached. Yeah, well, we'll wing it a little bit, it's fine. There we go. That's plausible. This looks mostly like a, well, mostly... Well, no, I need to clean up the edge a tad on this one, methinks. With the correct color, ideally. What's the best color to shade for this one? It's a little hard to gauge with this particular blue because it's so much lighter than the others. I think that'll be reasonable. Really definitely meant to be more of a highlight color in the palette that I'm using, but it, you know, it works. Actually, I may erase some of the stuff in the spokes layer because it's not really making as much sense as, yeah, okay, there we go. We'll just do this real quick. Get a little wider. There we go. If it's wider, it's more visible. It's a little clearer what's happening, and hopefully it's not just shadow looking. Really should have put this part a little further down, which I guess I still have time to do technically. We've got 33 seconds. That's all the time in the world to make rash decisions. No, no, come back. Come back, color palette, please. I need you in this moment. 8 seconds. It's not over until the song stops. There we go. That's believable as a clip, maybe, if I color it in all the way. Which, you know, if I go 6 seconds over, that's fine. Woohoo! 3 for 3 tonight. Basically on time. Whoa, I don't... Nope. We'll just not undo that. I'll draw one last line and we will stop touching this. Okay. Haha! Woo! Bicycle with a sword whistle. Maybe I ought to have like a little... There we go. There, last minute details, but the point is, basically 30 minutes. Woohoo! We did it! Okay, let's look at the other two. We'll do a recap of tonight, and I'll get these posted on the Twitter and VOD up on YouTube and all that jazz. Oh, woo! Okay, horn or antler was the prompt, and this technically qualifies. Clearly not what was intended, but it qualifies. Let's see, below that we've got chain, which I did the sword equivalent of chain mail. Cursed item where you've got to mail it to your friends. I'm sure wizards and knights the world over would hate this if anyone ever made it, and I'm very glad no one has. And then crown, which is the equivalent of one of them Christmas party popper things that's got a little paper crown in it. But I made the popper into a sword. It's been a fun night. I've been doing some silly stuff. If I ever had to use any of my swords in a fight, I am losing for sure. But they're fun to draw. Yeah, it's actually going to be hard to pick a thumbnail this time. Like, not to overly praise my work, but given that Tuesdays were not great, I'm really happy that these actually turned out pretty cool. Woo! Unfortunately, what that also means, though, is that it's about time for me to wrap up my stream. It's 10 o'clock. I've got work in the morning, tragically. Where the heck did that open? Yep, here we go. Thanks, yeah. They're silly. They're silly nonsense swords, but they've been good practice, so I'll keep on keeping on with them. Let's see. Let's see, who's this? Is this someone I can raid? Or should I just wrap up?
I was wondering if you could help me find my...
And I never remember how to do raids anyway. But I can at least send people over some direction. This is kind of an interesting channel. Let's see what they're doing. Oh wait, no, this is my channel I've just opened. Oh no, I hear my own echo. Ah! I hope y'all don't hear that. Doop-a-doop-a-doo, settings. I am so bad at Twitch controls. Thanks. Yeah. Here, let me set up this raid real quick. Is that under Unity activity? I think it'd be under Stream Manager, right? Yeah. Okay. Here we go. Okay, I'm gonna stop my recording so I don't record someone else's stream because that'd be